Stand by for love.
Chicken shit, Dottie. You want to go back home to Oregon and make 100 babies? Great. I'm in no position to tell anyone how to live. But sneaking out like this, quitting, you'll regret it for the rest of your life. Baseball is what gets inside you. It's what lights you up. You can't deny that.
It just got too hard.
It's supposed to be hard. If it wasn't hard, everyone would do it. The hard is what makes it great.
Jordan to the circle, puts the shot in the air. Good! The game's over, and the Bulls have won.
This is the Notebook Wagering Show on the Wild Style Network. Here are your hosts, Q, Smitty, and Matt.
Wednesday night, the guys are live from the Salisbury Center, powered by Monster Energy. I'm Smitty. I'm in the studio. We got our guy Nails up in Pittsburgh. Hopefully for a little bit of time, man. What's going on up there with the weather? We got a little tornadoes coming your way. What's going on up there?
Typical Western Pennsylvania storms and weather. Internet out today. Got it back now. Just sit down and jump on with you guys, and lo and behold, tornado warning till 8:13 or whatever. Normal, Smitty. This is normal.
Okay, so if Maddie has to bounce off,
I'll crack a beer.
Crack a beer, get the sirens rolling, man. Just, if Maddie has to go off, I'll try to do the show. Justin is working, couldn't be live with us tonight, but we'll do our best here, man. Stay safe up there. And, I think we got some storms coming through, man. We need some rain. Man, it is the crunchy grass, and it's horrible, man.
I feel like I haven't mowed the grass for 2 weeks.
I know. You haven't had to.
I tilled up the garden over the weekend, and it was just throwing chunks of soil. It was just so dry.
Yeah,
so dry.
It's horrible. It was, 90. It was like 99 again. Felt like 105 here. It's just brutal. It's supposed to hopefully cool down. So, hey, glad to be here. Thanks, everybody that's going to be in the chat. I think Ken already, is already here, man. Yeah, let's just do it right now, Ken. I'm going to start with hockey. And back-to-back Calder Cup champions, the Hershey Bears. Good job, Hershey Bears, man. Congratulations, man. So I'm pumped. And that is the Washington's minor league system. I looked that up. So congrats. Little local ties there. So, all right, Maddie, let's go here. Let's do hockey. Let's do a quick recap, man. Panthers got it done. They about blew it. They really did. And Edmonton brought a lot of fans, and some people were saying Florida was selling their tickets, and they were there. It was the most watched NHL game since 2019, but we still have not had a Canadian team to win it since 1993. And I'll tell you what I did. So I jumped on first period under, and I lost. That went 5-2. But I did, man. It was 1-1 quick. And John Ewing, a guy, I really like his stuff. He put out since 05, the unders are 44, 26, and 9, 63% in playoff games, game 7. And they were now 5-0 in the Stanley Cup. So the live play on my site got up to 6.5. So I jumped on the live under, and that was a good winner. That was 2-1. Overall, you're the hockey guy. What did you think of the series?
It was actually fantastic. I missed the first period and a half. I'm not sure what I was doing. I don't remember, but I caught definitely most of the third as I was doing stuff at home here. It was fantastic. Up tempo, crowd was crazy. Bobrovsky basically won that game in the third period. Well, after the first, I guess, second and third, he reverted back to his early finals form, like games 1 and 2. He was so good. The shocker was McDavid didn't tally. I don't think he tallied a point potentially, if I remember correctly, which is a little shocking. But I think, like, if you then look bigger picture, and congrats to all the Florida fans. First title for them. Great job. And congrats to the coach, Paul Maurice, I believe, was his first title. So if he would have blown that, he may have gone, oh, man, his legacy would have been really, really blemished. Now it's good, and a great job. I think this, though, when we look bigger picture betting-wise, I think this lights a fire under McDavid. I think Edmonton now says, look, we have the pieces. get us one more, I don't know, maybe another second line scorer, et cetera, to help Draisaitl and McDavid out. And that team should be back in contention next year and potentially get like a nice vet goalie backup in case Skinner falters. So that's a good team to look at going forward next year. I'm sure their odds are going to be crazy low, probably like plus 700.
I think I
plus
saw,
800.
yeah, not to cut you off. I think I saw the other day they are, I think, the favorites again next year.
Yeah,
really quick.
They're going to be up there, but I think that's actually a pretty decent bet. If you, especially if you could find it, maybe just to get back to the Stanley Cup Finals, not actually win it all. So great series. I enjoyed it a lot. I loved the playoffs a lot. I do a big poll. I was out early because I took a shot with Boston to make a run this year, and they did not. But great job. Congrats, Panthers fans.
Yeah, I did a little, old man in the garage did a little fun contest. You picked the winner, you got a point. If you picked the series, you got 3 points. We did it throughout the playoffs just for fun. I mean, nothing got exchanged with money or anything like that. It was just fun. I did call 4-3 in this, so I did win it. But he kept saying, I was going to take them. He kept telling me all day to take it, and I didn't. I should have. But he did give out, he said, and we'll get to college baseball because, man, that's been blowing up the last day with some news on that. But he said Tennessee and take the Panthers, parlay them, and I should have listened. Old man in the garage called it very well on that. So congrats on them. Last team, 1993, a Canadian team, the Montreal Canadiens were the winners there. So, hey, I just want to say Scotty's in the chat. Scotty, how you doing? I hope your Wednesday is going fantastic. Mike, thanks for being here, man. I hope your Wednesday is also going fantastic. Can I just say, last week's show, man, really blew up really good numbers on YouTube. And the comments about, especially the enhanced games, we try to respond to some people on that about what events. And I loved some of the stuff they were saying. Who's going to be like, man, Ben Johnson? You had Lance Armstrong's names. It's so we really appreciate. Hopefully, you check in throughout and just keep watching us, and we can get bigger and spread the word here a little bit about No Book Wagering. But we love our fans. We really appreciate anybody that takes time out and watches us. All right, Maddie, tonight you got the NBA draft. Let's go to NBA here really quick. Tonight at 8 p.m., and then you got tomorrow at 4 p.m. There is a little presidential debate, so I guess that's why they're going a little earlier in the day here. Matt, I saw this today. We talked about this last week. People were betting on Bronny James going number one. A couple people posted, somebody put $500, 250 to 1 odds on James going number one tonight. I mean, again, what are we talking about? I mean, I guess it's nice to have money. I guess if you can just play around with money, I guess good things happen. Again, what do you think about that? Any chance Bronny James goes number one tonight?
No. And I want to know who that person was. If you need to have FU money, as we might say.
Yes, you have
to throw such a dumb bet on it like that. I mean, there's no chance he's going number one. Zero chance. Zero. Just give that to us. You know, go buy 7 polos from us. That's a better deal.
That'd be great. Thank you. Buy some shirts, man. Buy some Notebook Wagering merch.
I hope that person. I hope somehow our airwaves find that person and say, hey, man, come on. $500 on Bronny James. I'd put $500 on my cat to go before him.
Well, here's the thing. So he was in the 40s, and some people got a really good number on that, and now he's up to like 54.5. And my book, where I go, I didn't have anything on him, and because the Lakers had the 55th pick. And again, I said this last week. There's 2 teams that he's worked out for. It was the Phoenix Suns, it was the Lakers, and that's it. Now, is another team going to say, hey, you know what, we're going to just draft him? And then maybe his dad will say, there's rumors that LeBron might opt out and get out of a contract and then maybe go somewhere else. Again, LeBron's still a good player, but I mean, he's up there in age. But so, Matt, does he get drafted? That's my question to you. Does he go in one of the...
Let me touch on something real quick. So, because I had sketchy internet today, I got to follow up on more stuff. and I figured, okay, why not? Let's dive in and make this a little saucy. So there's rumors the Houston Rockets may try to make a blockbuster trade tonight before this draft kicks off here and trade Alperen Sengun, I believe his name is. Great center, power forward. He's a stat stuffer, but nobody knows about him. And the rumor is they might trade like him and their first round pick over to Phoenix for Durant. Now that might free up some salary. So you had brought up Phoenix and drafting Bronny James. Well, who's to say LeBron doesn't jump ship, go to Phoenix, get paired up with his son there now that Durant's gone. And then they have Durant or LeBron, Booker, and Bradley Beal. And now his son can play, and they have this Sengun guy who's a good center. So there's nothing out of the question tonight. And there's a bunch of rumors swirling about trades happening. Sixers are going to be involved, they say. And I'm like, okay. And I'm all for it. I love trades. I love shaking stuff up. I think he does get drafted, but it's definitely not until round 2.
Paul George was another name that we said last week floating around. Yeah.
And I think it'll be dumb. I think he's going to get drafted by the Lakers. They'll probably like trade some third string line forward, whatever it is, for like pick 56 or something, get an extra pick and take Bronny James or something.
Well, they had the 55th.
Yeah, I know, but they might actually like a guy there, but why not trade some yo-yo, give the roster spot to Bronny James for another pick, etc.
Okay, so let's do this. I didn't post it. I did play 3 little pizza money just plays because, again, with the NBA draft, it's funny. So I'll give them out here. And I was trying to look for some value tonight. And then I'm coming back to the Lakers. I got something to bring up to you about the Lakers. So did you do anything? Did you do any draft bets tonight? We lose them? I think we lost Matt. Okay.
Yeah, I think we lost him. I'll work on it while you continue.
So I'll go into the draft tonight. So, I wanted to get some plays out there. So Zach Edey, man, out of Purdue, the big guy out of Purdue, I got over 15.5 at even. I'm going to play that. Now, there's a lot of teams. There he is. Matt, are you back? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I didn't know I dropped.
Okay, you dropped. That's okay. I was just kind of going. I gave out. I did 3 plays, Matt. I didn't post it on social, but I'll give it out on the show. I just wanted some action in the draft here tonight. My first one, and I don't know if you did, but I did Zach Edey, the guy out of Purdue, the big guy. I did over 15.5 even money. I was trying to look for a little bit of value tonight on these.
When you say over, do you mean higher than 15?
Oh yeah, over 15. So like I need them go 16 or higher. Yeah, and there's a lot of teams that need big. The Kings are one for sure. So I might lose that, but I mean, I was just trying to, nothing crazy. I didn't go crazy on this because again, you can look at as many mock drafts as you can. And Brian Ralph, one of our good friends that comes on college basketball, I liked his. I think he had him under that, but I'm taking a chance with 15. So 15.5. I did
hate to break it to you.
Yeah,
I'd go the other way. I'd go under.
And
under.
It was minus 140. Him going under.
Yeah.
So I might lose. I might lose all 3 of these. This was pizza money. I was looking for a little value here. The other one I did was I'm going to butcher this guy's name, but it's like Nikolai Topic or something. It's a point guard, I think, from Serbia. Really good point guard, best passer, but he tore his earlier this month. He tore his left ACL. Our friend Tim Murray, that's on VSiN's, been on the show before. He took over 9.5. I saw he posted that today, minus 145. My book had 11.5. So I did the under at plus 130 because Utah, a lot of mocks have him at 10, and then you have the Bulls at 11. And a lot of mocks have taken the kid out of Devin Carter out of Providence at that 11 spot. So I jumped in on the Devin Carter thing too. Now, I think I'm going to lose this one, but I took the over 10.5 Devin Carter plus 150 because if he lands with Chicago at 11, I win the bet. So again, It was trending. A lot of people, Carter really blew up during the workouts. I think he's going to go higher. Again, I'm not going to lose anything. I win a little pizza money on these, trying to get a little value here tonight on the NBA draft. Any other thoughts, or are you on anything in the draft?
I got two. I have Modest Basilius to be a top 5 pick. It's kind of like minus 120. I'm not sure. Like you said, it's just fun junk money going on these guys. And one I would look at is I saw Reed Shepherd as high as number 2. I don't buy that at all. I mean, if you can find something that's Reed Shepherd over like pick 2.5, so he goes 3 through whatever.
Real quick, everything I saw today, not to cut you off again, Matt, but number 3. Everything I'm seeing is number 3. But if there's a trade, then it's craziness.
Well, I honestly think it's I think Ricochet gets drafted number 1. Then I think the other French guy goes 2.
Yeah, it sounds like with the local team here with Washington,
and
he's going to get taken.
I think Klingon goes 3. I think he's too good. His odds to actually go number 1 were plus 180. I think they were third best, so he's got to go. Just by that, he's got to go 1, 2, 3. I think Shepard then will probably go 4.
I saw the kid out of Connecticut going 7th. Now that's and a lot of mocks, and I think if off the top of my head, I think it was maybe it was Portland, off the top of my head. Now some people said Brian Ralph had him. I had him number 1 in his last mock. So that could happen. The kid, so I saw Shepard going to the Rockets, and I saw the other kid, Castle, the point guard out at UConn, a lot with the Spurs on that. And another one that's odds have been really, and now I saw him a lot with 6 with the Hornets, is the Dalton Connect out of Tennessee. But man, I was going to do a little flyer on him to get in the top 5. Just for fun, but I didn't do it. He's one that is really picking up steam, it seems like. So
I'm going to see if I can find to get the correct order while we're online here, and see if you can get Ricochet, Czar, Klingon. Basically, go 1, 2, 3, and see what happens.
Oh, that'd be nice. Yeah, I know. I think some people have done those first 2 and then Shepard 3 on some of their bets. Hey, I just want to throw this out when Maddie's bringing that up here, and then we're going to stay with something with the NBA here. But shopnotebookwagering.com if you want one of these great shirts. I gave a nice little plug last week. These are great shirts. I love this shirt. It is the most comfortable shirt. Looks fantastic. Like I've said before, you can wear it to work. You can do a lot of things with it. Also, hey, next week, just want to give it a shout out. It's 4th of July next Thursday. So we are going to do a July 3rd show, and that is next Wednesday. So we will be on Wednesday again next week. So just get that out, get in the chat. Let's have some fun. All right, Maddie, that's the draft. Again, if you see odds like that, let's go. Hey, Mike, thanks, man. Solid bets. Yeah, they're good right now, Mike, until I go 0-3 probably. So we'll see. I mean, again, it was fun money. It's like Matt said, I wanted some action on the draft. I like the draft. This is the one draft. I said last week I had a spot saying a lot of these guys are from different places that you haven't seen them. Some guys were in the G League, and again, I'm not watching the G League or anything like that. So I think some of these people, you're like, who? But we'll see. I mean, there's some good names if you follow college basketball, and we do. Some of these guys are going to be there, so we'll have to see. I'm excited to see who the Celtics grab. They have a late pick, but let's add on. I saw one. They had that kid out of Duke, Philip Kowski or whatever. I'm not a big Duke fan. I don't like that kid, but he is a big guy, so we'll see. All right, hey, Matt, real quick. NBA, I want to stick with it for a second. The Lakers. Okay, they swung and missed on Hurley as the coach. They went with JJ, LeBron's buddy, doing the podcast with. Did you catch his press conference? I think it was yesterday. Did you catch any of that?
A little bit.
Did you see him he's dropping F-bombs left and right? I mean, it was like a Richard Pryor skit, man. Like a comedy skit, man, back I couldn't believe it. And Grant Paulson, that's on the radio down here in the D.C. area, went out and said, I don't want to be like a prude or anything. I thought Grant did a great take on this. And he's like, can you act kind of slightly professional a little bit? Like, what are you doing? And, some people, well, what's wrong with that? Like, he's just talking. And it's like, and Grant was like, listen, I get it, but act professional a little bit. It's and I mean, he dropped it like 2-3 times, man. It was, like I said, a Richard Pryor skit. What do you think?
Do you know his coaching experience? Did you see that funny?
I mean,
no, he's got one coaching experience. I believe somebody actually dug it up. He coached like a 4th grade team. Somebody found out, like a joke, and I'm like, oh my god, this is gonna be a disaster. And in his press conference, like he's already off the handle. I don't know if he's gonna try to be like the bad boy role. I think he just turned 42, so he's what, a year or two older than LeBron?
Yeah, he's 40. Yeah.
This is going to be interesting.
That was my question. It was like, is this a trainer? Because did you see, too, what else dropped, I think, yesterday or 2 days ago? A lady that went to Duke, supposedly he called her a certain name that you can't call.
He dropped the N-bomb. Yeah,
he dropped the N-bomb on
someone.
I don't know
how truthful this is.
Now, 20 years ago. She's coming out 20 years ago. So, again, allegedly, we're not going to come because I don't want to be getting sued by JJ Redick here or anything like that, but he denied it and stuff. So, but man, is this and then if they go and get Bronny, man, is this that was my question to you. Then I'll let you roll with it. This is like a carnival. This is like a sideshow, isn't it?
Yeah, this is Ringling Brothers Barnum and Bailey Circus out there in LA. And I'm all for it because I hate the Lakers. So I want to see it tear it all down, blow it up. I'm not a fan. I love to see them in misery.
Okay, hey, John, play that real quick. How long is this, John? I don't want to go too long on this.
Under 60.
It's a valid question.
Okay, here we go.
And
Here's JJ.
I've certainly heard everything. It's been a really interesting 6 weeks or so, just in terms of being part of the engagement farming industry. It's been really interesting. However, I don't really have a great answer for your question because I really don't give a f***. Like, honestly, I want to coach the Lakers. I want to coach the team. I don't want to dispel anything. I don't. I want to become a great coach in the NBA, and I want to win championships, and I want my players to maximize their careers. That's all I fucking care about.
All right. Thanks, John. Great job. Yeah, little Richard Pryor there, going after it there.
That 60 seconds felt like an eternity.
60 seconds, like an eternity. Oh, go for it, Matt. What do you got?
Just change the F-bomb to a shit or a damn, or I don't give a damn.
Yeah. And listen, I'm not. I mean, hey, listen. People swear. I get it. People do, but I don't know. I kind of agree with Grant Paulson. Just like act a little professional, man. Like, what's going on here? I mean, people have already said they're like, this guy's arrogant. It's a Duke guy. You know how many people hate Duke people? He's going to play that. I don't know. I mean, good luck. I think it's going to be a sideshow. It will be something fun to watch. So, all right. Hey, real quick. I wrote this down. I put this on social too last night. Bridges just got traded from the Nets to the Knicks. Matt, that whole New York Knicks team is the Villanova team.
Still not going to bring them a title, but
I put on social media last night, I said they should see what Ed Pinckney's doing or Kerry Kittles and just bring them on too. I mean, goodness gracious, man. I couldn't believe that. That whole team is Villanova players now.
Yeah. All right. I mean, they're a good team, and in the East, they're going to be a top 4 team. Good for them, but they're not going to be Boston. And if somebody else puts together another like third superstar kind of team, Miami maybe, the Sixers maybe, they're still going to be 3 or 4. They're not going to get through the East. They're going to have to make a move. They do get Julius Randle back for next year. Hopefully that helps, but I don't know. Good for them. It's a cool story. It's going to be a great camaraderie team. You know they're going to be in every game with those guys like a core group. It's like going to the Y, and then there's 4 guys who show up every time, and they just pick up some random dude. So, yeah, and I actually don't mind the Knicks. I've never actually hated the Knicks being a Sixers fan.
Yeah, I like Brunson a lot, and I like
Yeah.
Hart. I think Hart's a tough nose player. I like the Villanova. I just think it's funny. I think it's funny, like the whole team's Villanova. So, hey, good luck there. So, all right, there we go. WNBA really, really quick. So Friday night you had the Caitlin Clark. Here's our Caitlin Clark. Couple minutes here in the WNBA here. She played at Atlanta, and they usually play in Atlanta in an arena that's like 4,000. Well, they took it to the NBA arena, and it was over 17,000 people. So again, like we said, really quick. Hey Ken, real quick. Lakers are a train wreck. Sounds like a WWF promo. You are correct on that. So good job for Caitlin Clark. Then Sunday was the big game. The Chicago Sky finally beat the Fever, 88-87. I did watch this game, and I did bet this game. I got the Sky +1. Man, did they miss a bunch of free throws, like 6 missed free throws late in the game. They had a lead, and they were just clanking, man. Love some Clark talk. All right, Mike. Well, we try to do our little WNBA. I like betting on this, too. Clark did have on Sunday 17 points, 13 assists, 6 rebounds. Hey, Andrew, listen, Reese played fantastic. And I did watch some of this game. And you can say whatever you want. She had 25 points, 16 rebounds, 1 assist. And I'll tell you, I like their point guard, Carter. She had 23 points, 5 assists. I think she's a really good point guard. I like what she does. Now, the funny thing after the game, now you know we're going to rip on this a little bit, is Cheryl Swoops was there. And I guess her and Reese are good friends. But they were trying to interview Reese, and she must have hugged Cheryl Swoop for like 5 minutes. They were like, okay, let's go down to the court. And then it was Reese kept hugging. I mean, everything, man. They just want to beat Clark. I mean, it is like the finals every time Clark plays. Mike, let's see. A shame you get more true WNBA talk from a podcast than support from sports TV. This is why you guys are taking over. Oh, thanks, Mike, man. I appreciate that. Thank you. Nice, kind words there. Maddie, any thoughts on this? Did you watch any of it?
No.
I know. I know. I had to say.
Here's the reason I can't watch it still. Even though Caitlin Clark put in another great performance, I saw 4 highlights, yet it should be 4 lowlights of 3 amazing bounce passes she had that were fumbled for missed layups. Easy layups that you and I are converting.
Yeah, they do miss a lot.
This is just not good. You can't do this. So no, I still can't watch it. And I mean, good for the WNBA. It was a competitive game, but God.
Matt, every time when I send like what we're going to talk about, Matt's probably like, man, Smitty, this guy, jeez Louise, going to talk NBA. Scotty, what's going on here? You have to work with the highlights you have. What other garbage can they make out of it? And this is what I said. And I said this to Old Man in the Garage. And then it came out like a day later. I said the WNBA, and we've really made fun of them, how bad they market stuff and how bad they're whiffing on this. I said, play the Reese and Clark like the Larry Bird and Magic Johnson thing when they came out in college from Indiana State and Michigan State. Now, listen, I'm not sitting here saying they're anywhere near what that was, but you can kind of spin it like that. And then Magic Johnson came out a day later and said that, and said they should be kind of doing this like we did, like between Bird and myself. And I'm like, yeah. I mean, Reese likes to play the villain. And I know she's not, I mean, Matt broke it down fantastic last week with the stats and said, like, people aren't going to watch Reese play. She's a good player. Not going to lie about that. But spin it something like that, man. This is your one chance. This is your one chance to ever do anything in this league. So, all right, Matty, thanks for putting up. We lost Matt again. Okay, we'll get Matt back. I'm going to move on here. Baseball tonight. Man, I'm on a heater right now this week. Last week was not so good. I've been doing really well in Major League Baseball. But, man, it's been tough. But, man, I'm 10-2 this week. Gave out my plays earlier on social media, so we have a couple late games here tonight. I'm just going to give out some thoughts here. If you want to jump in, hopefully we'll get Matt back. We gave you a good winner last week. We jumped on the Padres with that rookie pitcher, and that was a winner last week, so we gave that out. I jumped on the Nats last night. He pitched, and I jumped on the team runs with the Nats, and that was a big winner. So one I love tonight, I'm going to give this out. One I gave out on Sharp Angle today. I don't know if they posted it, but I put it on mine. I like the Twins tonight. I played the over team runs 4.5. I think it was like minus 125 this morning. If you look at the pitcher, Nelson, he has a 5.18 ERA. Home games this year, he's 3-2 with a 5.74 ERA. He does not pitch very well there. If you look at the Twins are in the last 10 games, they're 7-3 with that if they would hit that number over 4.5. So let's go with that game tonight. If you're in the chat and you like something, chime in here, man. I need a co-host here since hopefully Matt, the house didn't get blown away there in a tornado there. So hopefully he's safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've called him a few times and not getting much, so
yeah.
hopefully he's good.
He said he had internet issues all day, and now there's some bad storms up there. So again, hopefully he's okay. I'm just gonna ramble. I got John here. I'm a talker. Let's go. So other games tonight. You got the Dodgers against the Sox. You got the White Sox. Now, I'm gonna throw this out. Big D Sports Better is a guy I follow. He's a handicapper. I like him on social media. And he posted the other day, bad bullpens. Rockies are one. Angels, Arizona. There's Arizona again. That's why I like it. You got the starter that's not good. You got a bullpen that has a high ERA too. Team ERA is high with Arizona. KC, White Sox. So this played a night with the Dodgers and the White Sox. You got Stone, 8-2, good ERA. You got Fetty that used to be a pitcher here for Matt. Hey, this is live. Let's
definitely in a tornado. Apparently, he's in the basement.
In the basement, legit tornado here. All power's gone. Came out of nowhere. Wow. Okay. Well, hopefully Maddie's gonna be okay. So keep texting him, John, throughout, and make sure they're okay, man. So that's a little scary, but so hopefully he'll be safe. Fetty man has a great ERA, 0.95 ERA. Man, he's good. This is a good first 5 play tonight, I think. I think if you're looking at this, if you like dog plays, take a chance with the White Sox tonight, man. First 5. I think earlier it was 4.5 with the first 5 under. That's a good play on that. And then you got a later game tonight. You got Cubs against San Francisco. Wenenski, I think is his name, 2-4, 3.29 ERA. And you got San Francisco starting Birdsong, one of their top prospects. I think he was number 6 on them. Out of Eastern Illinois, 22 years old, throws about 93, 96, can top out at 98. Pretty good numbers, pretty good strikeout numbers in the minor leagues. He's pitched in Double-A this year. He's pitched in Triple-A. So I think that's a guy tonight, and their favorite. I usually like to go against the guys maybe making their debut, but the Giants are favored in that. And I'll tell you, the Cubs really, really struggle on that. So I think my advice, I like the Twins money line. If you want to play that, I'm playing the team run over tonight. I kind of like taking the White Sox maybe first 5 under, or take them first 5 because their bullpen is bad and they're just a bad team overall. And then, hey, we did it last week with a kid that was making, I think, his 3rd start, rookie. San Francisco's favorite. Let's go. Let's take a chance maybe with the Giants. Maybe I'll post that later if I'm bored at home. So that is Major League. Again, there's some good teams. You got the Yankees right now that are coming out of the gate. They're struggling a little bit right now. Yankees are struggling. 3-7 last 10. Boston is a team that, man, I'm going to lose. I took 3 team totals. I took the Pirates over, looking pretty good. I took the Yankees under, wasn't looking good, but now they're struggling 3 out of 7 in the last 10. And I took Boston's under, but Boston's playing really good. 8-2 to their last 10. Cleveland's another team. I need them to lose tonight. I have San Diego and Baltimore in a money line parlay, and Cleveland is just, I think they have maybe the best overall record. I think they have like the 26th highest payroll. And they're doing as much as they're doing right now, man. They're a good team, really good team, good bullpen, everything like that. Really good, exciting team there in Cleveland. So there you go. Oh, real quick, I got to talk about this. It would have been better if Matty was here, but in the chat, you can. Sunday night, I think it was Sunday night, man. Edwin Diaz, man, for the Mets, their closer, came out. Who took the bet on if Matt would lose power and have a tornado? Yeah, what were those odds? They would have been.
It might be too soon. Let's wait on that one.
Let's yeah, all joking aside, hopefully, yeah, like I said, we have some big storms rolling our way. I mean, we need the rain, like I said, but yeah, it's scary when you get in tornadoes and anything like that. So, again, we'll keep you posted. I'll even put it out on social media tonight if we get back from Matt and everything's good, if you're following this. But Edwin Diaz came out, closer for the Mets, man, and he got thrown out. Didn't throw one pitch, John. John, he looked like he had substances on his hand. Like, I always joke about Cinemax movies, like he was going to have tissues.
Pine tar?
Yeah, well, this is what he said. I mean, they checked his glove out, and I mean, he was very, like, with his body language, like, I didn't do anything wrong with this, but they, you know, and you can go on and look, man, he looked like he had some stuff on it. And I mean, I was laughing. I'm like, man, what's this guy have? Now he came out, I watched an interview. He said he does rosin, the rosin bag.
Okay.
And he does, he has sweat, rosin, and dirt. And he said, I do that every time. So he said, I don't know what the big deal was. Look it up on, look it up on the internet. I mean, there's some, I don't know. I mean, he has some stuff on his hands, you know, whatever. I mean, but he's suspended.
They get creative with hiding that for sure. Like it's interesting where they try to hide it in their gloves or how they go about whether, you know, they got a little bit on the inside of their back pocket or. We got so many cameras now and better cameras than ever before. So it's
and they check though. And that's the thing. That's what someone said because if a starter, they can come off in the second inning and they'll check their hands. Like they never know when they're going to get checked. They can get checked before they start. Different innings, they can get checked. So it's kind of tough to go like, this guy's going to cheat.
I'm just saying this is a great idea for the enhanced games to have the pine tar and all the other stuff allowed for the baseball.
You used to have that like tar. Garrett Cole used to, you know, Cole's coming back from an injury. He didn't pitch very well the other day. And somebody on social media today said, like, man, he misses the days that he could use some stuff because, you know, he's still a really good pitcher and everything, but I think he was doing a lot better with that stuff. So, but there we go. But some other stuff. My Pirates, let me bust this in. Paul Skeens again, just fantastic. On Sunday, he pitched. It was the most bet player prop of the day. This again from John Ewing. Gave out. His rookie of the year numbers now are minus 185 to win rookie of the year. He is fantastic. His strikeout prop was 7.5. His overs on his strikeout props are 5 and 2 so far. He is just fantastic. The Pirates between him, Keller threw okay yesterday, got in a little bit of a jam. A couple guys missed some balls. And Jones, man, they got some pitchers, man. They got a couple guys coming too, but they need some offense. But yeah, Paul Skeens, man. And I think Dr. Brent at the beginning of the year called me first day. I was down in Florida and he called me and said, rookie of the year, should I put money on Skeens? And I threw a flyer out. And I said, well, he's going to start in the minors. I don't know how soon they're going to bring him up. You know, it's the Pirates and they take time. I said, how about Jones? I said, throw a little bit of money on Jones. But now, hopefully Dr. Brent did take some money on Skeens at that number because he is fantastic. So, all right, that's Major League. All right, man, college baseball. Wow. Great game. Man, what a bad beat. I'm going to say this. Yeah, Ken, Pirates, big win today. Good win today, man. Ortiz threw fantastic for the Pirates. Bullpen starting to get a little Bednar's on the IL, but they were good. Man, did I have some bad beats to finish the year in college baseball. I had Texas A&M. They got out to a 1-0 start, and I lost that. I lost like my last 3 in college baseball, and I was doing really well in the World Series. Then I had the run line plus 2.5 for Texas A&M. They were winning 1-0 in game 2. Tennessee hit a 2-run homer, so it's 2-1. A guy that was like 0 for 16 in the College World Series hits a 2-run homer, and I 4-1. Then I had Tennessee minus 1.5. They were up 6-1. And man, Hunter Ensley, man, what a slide. It was 5-1. There was a play at the plate, and you talk about like the Matrix. What a slide that kid made, man. The A&M kid, like, closed his eyes and he just completely whiffed. But it was that slide, and the Tennessee kid was unbelievable. Yeah, Ken, it was.
Definitely.
And then it went to 6-1. Final score was 6-5. So big time play. I mean, but this how I lost. So it's like 6-4. Then it's 6-4. Guy gets on in the last inning for top of the ninth for A&M. Gets on first. They don't hold him, so he steals. Then the kid balks. And he does something really crazy. Like, he looked at first base, I think, too, off the top of my head, if I remember this correctly. So then he goes to third. Now there's 2 outs. Then he throws a wild pitch. 6-5. There goes the run line. Minus 1.5. And then the next pitch, he struck the guy out. You can't make this up sometimes. But congratulations, Tennessee. 2 great teams. But here's the whole story. Texas A&M, well, I'm going to say this. Jeff Kent, the old major league player, kid was on that team. Now, he transferred today, and I'll get to that story in a second. They were showing Jeff Kent. I felt like it was back in NFL season, John, and it was Taylor Swift at a Kansas City game. I couldn't believe how much times they were showing.
Going to that angle.
Oh my goodness, man. Showing him every second. ESPN falls in love with stuff and they just jam it. They just completely jam it down your throat. Is this Matt here? Thanks. Herding up the cats.
Yeah, I've been checking Twitter, and I guess there's been confirmation of a tornado touchdown in PA. I don't know where about he is, and don't want you to give it out on there, but yeah.
So he says, thanks. I'm not going to give all the details out here, but he goes, they have a couple cats. Get in the cats, and there's another cell passing over. He said, I'm pretty sure just literally had one rip through my town. So again, that's scary. So, but right now it seems like they're okay.
Well, I feel like a real butthole for playing that tornado sound effect at the beginning of the show now. Don't worry, fix that in post.
Well, now, hey, it is what it is. Matt would tell you not to. Matt would say do it. So again, hopefully everything's okay. Pray for everyone up in PA, man. I'm heading PA on Friday. I'm gonna go up, taking my 2 girls, seeing my parents. My parents are probably watching right now. See you in a couple.
Our last image.
Oh, that's horrible. Again, Matty would laugh at that.
Look, he's looking up. He's like, I see it. It's coming.
There it is. It's coming out. So, yeah. But, yeah, so hopefully, hopefully Ethan, I don't know how bad I'll have to call my parents after the show. They're in Central PA. Hopefully they're not getting hit either. I'll have to keep an eye on that. So, all right, it is what it is, man. It's live and stuff happens. So,
Pleasant Valley, is that near your parents?
No, my parents are in Central. He's in the Pittsburgh area, so he's out west there in Pennsylvania. So, all right, so back to the show here. So Jim Schlotznagle was the coach for Texas A&M. He left TCU, went to Texas A&M. So after the game, Texas just fired their head coach like a day before. And there was a reporter that kind of asked him about taking the job, if he's going to leave. And he kind of really reamed this guy pretty good and was like, how dare you ask me this? We just lost, blah, blah, blah. Well, the next day he took the Texas job. He left. So there's the drama of college baseball right now. And then more or less, a lot of players are leaving Texas A&M today. Now, there's some reports, too, saying that he was telling people he was going to leave and trying to get some kids already a heads up about going to Texas. Man, you talk about college sports, man, it is the wild, wild west. It is. So he leaves. A lot of the players. A couple guys stayed. One of their pitchers, second best pitcher that was hurt, came out and said he's staying. Another kid said he's staying. But Laviolette, their outfielder, probably going to be a top pick next year in the MLB draft. He's leaving. Jeff Kent's kid is leaving. So we'll see. Smitty, if you get it to the Lancaster area, hit me up. Yeah, I usually don't go in that area, man, Ken, but I appreciate that, buddy. You're a good friend, and I appreciate each week how you're always on here and you're in the chat. I really appreciate it, man, a lot. If you get bad weather tonight, stay safe, too. Everybody out there in the Pennsylvania area, stay safe. So it is crazy what's going on there. We'll see where these guys end up. I mean, that's the hardest thing. You know, you recruit kids, they come, and then it's other teams can come and say, hey, we're going to pay you more money. Come our way. And that's what some of these kids are doing. Now, when you lose coaches, too, they're going to go. John, you got something?
Was that recently where they changed that rule to allow college athletes to get paid, or is that something that's always been the case?
It came in like maybe
a few years ago,
like 2 years ago,
yeah, okay.
Maybe 3 years. I can't remember off the top of my head, but yeah, it's the Wild Wild West, man. I mean, I said it last week on the show. They had that video of Texas football, and they have recruits coming in, and they just have like Lamborghini.
Yeah.
And guys back in the day, like they would get paid a couple bucks, or they'd go and get like a tattoo or something, and they would say, "Oh, nope, they're on probation now." Now it's crazy. So
the whole finances of sports is fascinating, and like certain athletes, like the Olympics, you know, those athletes not getting paid. But there's all this it's the same sponsorship money that you have with other major league sports, and someone's just racking it up every 4 years.
Some of these kids, man, are making so much money. I mean, these guys are, you know, we've had Steve Tannehill on the show, and we'll bring him back on in the fall, because if you remember Steve Tannehill played quarterback at South Carolina. He's from Altoona, Pennsylvania. And, you know, he's older than I am. And I said on the one show, you know who Steve Tannehill was, man, if you lived up in the central PA area. Really good basketball player, fantastic football player. Went to South Carolina, really good talent. I think he sniffed the NFL a little bit, played in another league. But he's been on our show. He owns a lot of bar restaurants down in the South Carolina area. But, man, he's fantastic on the show. He's been on the show multiple times, and I just talked to him saying, we got to bring you back for football, and he's like, absolutely. He's a great guy. But he had longer hair, and they would do like hats with his hair in a ponytail. And he did that, like he'd run over and do the swing the baseball bat when he would. I mean, this guy was doing it big time. And we said one time to him, how much money would you have been making? And he's like, yeah, man, I missed out. Because I missed out big. So, fantastic guy there. So, but yeah, and here's the thing. You got Texas A&M, you got Texas. It's in the same state, man. It's going to get ugly. You had some pissed off people. Reading stuff on social media was fantastic. It was really good. It's just going to get better. We'll see if these guys follow him to Texas. There's some reports that I think Laviolette was recruited by LSU. So maybe he'll end up at LSU. So we'll see where some of these guys go. But again, it was a fantastic season. It was a great College World Series. Attendance on TV was great. The attendance in the stadium I saw today, I think, was the largest of all time. Omaha, Nebraska does just a heck of a good job doing that. Our good friend Q that used to do the show here, started it with me, has gone out multiple times. Again, College Baseball Insiders, they do fantastic with college baseball, so check it out. All right, NFC West. We've been doing NFL. We've been ranking the teams early here. I wrote down some college stuff, but I think I'll hold off since we don't have Matty here, and we'll wrap up here after this. So NFC West, what we do here is rank the teams 4-1, where you think they're going to end up. Ken's been doing it. Anybody else in the chat, if you want to do it, please let me know. I need some help tonight. I'm by myself. So last year, you had San Francisco. They were 12-5. You have the Rams. They were 10-7. Seahawks were 9-8. And then you had the Cardinals 4-13. All right. So, Ken, you're still here, man?
Yeah, Ken's still in the chat.
Okay.
Talking about don't buy a cheeseburger from somewhere, but
oh, yeah. What's that? Don't buy them a cheeseburger. Ken, add on to
maybe
that.
he's talking about Texas. I don't, because we were talking about Texas A&M and the college. Yeah. Maybe that's, I don't know what the
let me know.
Is. All hat, no cattle. Is that the expression?
Maybe. I don't know. Add that in, Ken. little bit more of that. Okay, Ken, here we go. I'm going to go my number 4 team. I'm going to go back to the Cardinals. I mean, the Cardinals, again, you get Murray back. Murray was out a lot. You added Harrison Jr., the wide receiver from Ohio State. I'm not the biggest Murray guy. I've said on the show a lot over the last couple years. I'm just not a guy that gets sold on him. We'll see where they go here. I do like the weapons there. Sorry, I know I'm like attention span. Maddie's writing some stuff, so I'm just checking in our good guy here, Maddie, on his safety here. But I'm going to go Cardinals. I think Cardinals will be. Harbaugh lost 3 games for buying cheeseburger. Oh yeah, okay. Now let me go back to that. Yeah, Jim, the Michigan coach that now is the Los Angeles Chargers coach was in trouble because he bought some players cheeseburgers.
Why? Like,
because that's just how wacky the NCAA is. NCAA is crazy. I mean, some of the kids that sometimes they're like, these kids, like I said, I'm not trying to jump off what we were doing here, but they like transfer, and some kids want to like, they get hurt and then they try to get another year. Nope, you don't get another year. It's kind of like they pick. Yep, you. Nope, not you in the back. Sorry. You can't go, you can't play. NCAA is crazy. So, all right. Ken says Cardinals. That's where we're at. I think Cardinals will be there. I'm going to go, this is going to be very close again, what it was in my book. Seahawks, I'm going to go Seahawks number 3. You got Geno Smith. You got Walker, the running back. Charbonnet, kid was a Michigan kid, then went out to UCLA. I really liked him at UCLA. But again, you got some good weapons at wide receiver there. I'm a little worried about, the defense. I'll go Seahawks number 3. Ken's right with me. I think this might be pretty chalky tonight, Ken. That's just me, how I think we're going to go here. Now, number 2, I'm going to go Rams. And I think this is a dangerous team, though. I think this is a team that, if you look at their win total, I'm not sure, I haven't really dove into that yet. But if you look at their win total, this might not be a bad team. Stafford is the question mark. Can the guy stay healthy? I need him because one of my fantasy teams, my backup's horrible. I have a Stafford. The wide receivers are really good. Now, can Kupp come back from the hamstring issues, everything like that? Oh, Ken went different, man. San Francisco, number 2. Love it, Ken. Wow. Ken, I'd love a reason why you think Rams are going to beat them or why San Francisco. But I just think if Stafford, this is a dangerous team. And Ken might be on to something here. Ken might be on. This might be a good play. Maybe the Rams winning that division, a little play. That wouldn't be bad. I like doing some of those. All right, my number 1, I'm going to go San Francisco. Again, I like Purdy. You get the whole argument with Purdy. Is he a system guy? Who cares? Guy's pretty good. Now, could they trade one of their wide receivers here? That's been some talk, especially with Pittsburgh. That's been the big. I think Stafford knows his window, and it's an outside shot at MVP. Man, wow, Ken, you're swinging for the fence, but I love it, man. Throw a little pizza money on Matthew Stafford to maybe win MVP. I like it. Outside the box. Coming out swinging on a Wednesday night. I like that a lot. That's good. I'm going to just go San Francisco. McCaffrey, the running back. I like the defense. I like the wide receivers. We'll have to see if they trade the one wide receiver. He wants a contract extension. So we'll have to see. Bosa, I think if he can stay healthy, the defense is really good. I like the coach. I think they win it. But, man, the Rams, I'm with you, man. I like the Rams. I like the Stafford call by Ken. I like maybe just a gut feeling. But, hey, sometimes those are great feelings, Ken. Little pizza money on Stafford to win. He has the weapons. Now, the thing is, they're going to try to run the ball. They like running the ball, too, but they got the wide receivers. Hey, why not? I like that. That was a good one. I really like that. All right, everybody. It's that time. John, Anything else on, man, that enhanced games, man? People were fired up in the chat about that. I loved it. Ben Johnson, Lance Armstrong.
I didn't realize how, like, I saw a few comments when I messaged you guys. There's like almost 50 comments, and probably 80% are enhanced games.
Yeah, they're pumped up about it. And I love, like I said, I love the names. And I try to respond to a couple people that said, like, what are some of the events? Everything that I saw, it's like track and field, swimming, some, I don't know, kind of like fighting makes sense. So maybe like that.
Yeah, so it's aquatics, gymnastics, strength, and combat sports.
Combat sports. Quorum at running back, you better believe it, buddy. Michigan guy, I love Quorum. And Ken, just to let you know, I'm in 3 fantasy drafts. Wilson, the wide receiver from Michigan, man, I jumped on him in all 3. I wanted Quorum, but I could never get Quorum. But Wilson, I got in all 3 because Quorum and Wilson, one of my all-time 2 favorite Michigan players. So I had to get in my draft.
Can I get your thoughts on something with the enhanced?
Yeah.
Do you think it'll be less interesting? Because you watch a game when someone's cheating, you don't know it, but you see someone that's just way out in front. Do you think that interest or that kind of excitement of seeing something like that is not there when they're all?
I don't know. I think it's entertainment.
Sure.
I mean, look at that 1 year, and I was at college at the time, and so was Maddie. Or maybe Maddie wasn't there. I went back to get my teaching degree. But, man, that year when it was McGuire and Sosa for the home run, man, that was every night, man. I mean, we were guys that we were going to go out or something, and it was like, nope, that game's on. We got to stay for at least a little bit. We'll go out after the game. And they were flipping back from the Cubs to the Cardinals, and it was that. You knew they were cheating.
Who ended up getting it? Was it McGuire?
McGuire hit it, yeah. And then Bonds broke all that. I mean, but everybody was doing it. Everybody was doing it, and they knew it. They knew what was going on. It was entertaining, though.
Do you think there's anyone current in any sports that you think is questionable?
Yeah.
Do you have any?
No, I don't want to do that.
No? Okay.
I don't know. I don't know off the top. I think you worry about guys that break down sometimes with injuries. That kind of happens with that a little bit, I think.
They try to use it for recovery.
Yeah, I think that, but I think it still goes on. I absolutely think it still goes on, and they get caught. I'll tell you an example. I don't know the guy's name, but he was Toronto Blue Jays, one of their top prospects. A hitter just came up, just played in his first game. A day later, Major League Baseball suspended him 80 games. Tested positive for something. So
I'm sure a fine along with it.
They roll the dice. They roll the dice, John. I mean, They try to get away with taking some stuff, and I mean, it just kind of gets. Nobody cares. It was putting asses in. I can't see what he said. Probably in the seats. Yeah. I mean, it's entertainment. I mean, it was just in the seats there. Yep. That's what Ken says there. I agree with you. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, hopefully. I mean, some people say they were cheating. They still had to make contact with the ball.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I guess I'm kind of glad they cleaned it up at somewhat, but I mean, it probably still goes on. So
I think everybody wants their edge. I mean, it's like we were talking about earlier with the pitching and trying to, either sneak something in or, whether it's dirt and white, whatever that white powder, lime. Is it lime? Lime bags? Is that what those are?
Rosin bags.
Rosin
bags.
That, and between that and sweat, I mean, maybe a little grip out of it. I'm sure
it's like the movie Major League, John.
Yeah.
That Harris and Charlie Sheen's in the locker room, and he has all that crap on his chest, and he's like, "What's that crap on your chest?" And he's like, "Vaseline." And he names like 6 different things, and he's like, "I don't have an arm like you, kid. I got to find every advantage in the world or something to do it." And it is what it is. But yeah, it was awesome that people were pumped up about the enhanced game. We'll keep talking about it. I mean, we got to find, when is that? Do we have an official date on that? We'll have to kind of keep an eye on that and just see what happens. I mean, listen, it's like a car wreck. You feel bad, but when you drive by, what do? You stare at it.
No official dates. They're looking like it's going to be 2025. So I guess they're not going to run it with the Summer Olympics. So we're still a year out.
We got some time.
Maybe that's why I haven't seen as much news stuff, and you're just kind of getting little drops of it within podcasting community.
Well, we'll just keep it up. I mean, we talked about the hot dog, the one-on-one with Chestnut, and going to be in November. We'll have to bring that up next week. I mean, that one's going to be wide open now. Now you don't have Chestnut in the thing. Who's going to win now? That's going to be different. We'll have to keep an eye on that number. Hey, John, big event here tomorrow night, man. Well, can you jump in and just kind of give a little, if you're in the Manassas area or in the Northern Virginia area, what's going on tomorrow night here at the Salisbury Center?
Yeah, so we have the Micro Wrestling All-Stars, so it's a little show with a huge impact, or a huge, whichever way you want to word that. But yeah, it's all micro wrestlers. It's going to be great. Doors open at 6. Tickets are still available. I think Jeff had mentioned after your show last week that we're doing a fire sale on some tickets. So I think general admissions has dropped down, but you can use my promo code BUDDY. You can get $5 off a ticket table. They got meet and greet starting at, I believe, 7, and the show starts at 8.
Okay, awesome. I'm going to do my best to try to come up.
Surprised you didn't talk about sorry.
Oh, a little putt-putt. We did play a little putt-putt last week.
Got destroyed.
We had a little, so after our show, we had Jess, and Jess was doing a bunch of stuff because they had a little Taylor Swift night here last week. Pretty good crowd, man. It was, again, I'm not going to try to bash Taylor Swift. It's not my thing, but people were having a good time, so that's fun. So we were bored, and John had a little extra time, so we went over and played a quick putt-putt game. And
that was the fastest game of putt-putt.
Yeah, that was quick.
I think we're 20 minutes on dot rolling through.
John had to be back, so he set a timer. We had that, and it was a world record time. And then we ran into some two couples. Young Love was in front of us on like 7, I think it was 16. So we jumped them and did 17 and 18. We had to jump over them. They were taking too long. The boys were trying to show summer love. So it was a lot of fun, though. It was a good time. It is the season. So, hey, everybody in the chat, thank you so much, man. Hopefully, again, Maddie's going to be okay. I'll put that on social when he sends anything that it's done and he's okay. But everything sounds like they're doing okay. But, yeah, dangerous situation tonight. So we'll be thinking of Maddie. But next week, Wednesday night again, please get in the chat. Put the show out, man. Send it to 5 people that you know. Keep sending it out. We love the numbers. We appreciate it. We love our fans. We like anybody that comes out and supports us and listens to us and give our crazy opinion. But like we always say on this show, man, bang your bookie.
Thanks for listening to the Notebook Wagering Podcast. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any episodes, and be sure to follow @Notebook Wagering. Until next time.